I wanted to ask what to me is kind of a capstone question, if I may, about everything that we have discussed up to now, although there will undoubtedly be more questions. But as we reflect back, let's say over the last 2 to 4 years, at the substantial increases that the legislature and the governor have gotten together on and granted to public education, as you look at that, what programs do you see that the performance measures have shown that this has been a clear success in any changes, or what needs a little more work?
Mm-hmm. Sure. I think first and foremost, an area that we should absolutely celebrate improvement both in investment and programming are career and technical education programs. We see a significant increase in the number of students who are completing career and tech ed programs with a certificate in hand. We see a significant increase in the number of career and technical education programs we are offering that align to an industry certificate across the Commonwealth. And an interesting stat we've recently been tracking. We're seeing more females go into traditionally male-dominated industries and receiving those certificates. So the investment in career and technical education has been significant. We see our percentage of high school graduates increasing year to year. So our graduation rate has absolutely been increasing. We see a modest increase to leveled alignment around some of the traditional standardized test metrics, but we see some of the other areas that that align to quality of life statistics improve. We see individuals who we see employment and employability numbers go up, although there is still a huge gap in terms of workforce needs, and we're starting to see better alignment between early childhood, K-12, and our higher ed partners. So I think across the board, we're starting to see real specific improvement in the investments that we're making. There's still, ways to go in terms of, meeting what our attainment goals are. But, we are seeing a move in the right direction.
What do you see as your top 2 goals for, say, the next 12 to 24 months?
Sure. Our top 2 goals. So we currently, with the state board, adopted post-secondary attainment goals, and our goal, and that goal is by the year 2025, 60% of Commonwealth residents are going to have some type of industry certificate, 2-year degree or 4-year degree, with a focus on underrepresented communities. The reason for that is we know well over 60%, in the next 20 years, well over 60% of Commonwealth residents are going to have one of those degrees to be employed, to be employable. We also know that our focus on career, on STEM and computer science is important. We know, of all of those jobs, 73% of those jobs are going to require some type of certificate, and yet we're only at about 40% right now in the Commonwealth. And when we look at our individuals of color, when we look at Black and Latino graduates, our Black residents, only 27% of those individuals have certificate degrees, and 23% of Latinos residents have a certificate and degree. So we have to focus on those areas, and we're going to build programming to work on that post-secondary attainment goal.
That may be more than 2. With my remaining time...
That's one big one.
Okay.
Still have another one.
I'll refer back just for a moment to the trend in pre-K education. And according to my calculations, over the last year, you've moved from 32 to 45% service in that age group, the pre-K age group. Of the unserved portion, what steps are you taking now to engage them in the system, please?
Even with the significant investments we've made over the past few years together, there are still about 60% of students who qualify for pre-K counts that do not have access to a high-quality program. So we're taking a number of steps to try to improve that. First, of course, the work of the General Assembly and the governor to make bigger, broader investments. But we're also working with the local providers around distribution of those slots. So by identifying need, looking at capacity, through the application process, we'll shift the spots around the Commonwealth as needed. Right now, there's not been a need for significant shift because the needs have been greater than what we've been able to offer.